Hey guys, Happy New Year! I hope this video finds you well and looking forward to a brand new year. 2021 is a 5 universal year. So on a universal collective level, expect there to be change. Be open to big changes. Welcome them, don't resist them. It's the natural energy of this year, and honestly, I think many people are looking forward to some change in their lives. So, welcome to High Priestess Influence, and let's get started talking about this reading. These messages, this guidance, will be for January 2021. These will be pick a card readings, so there will be 4 choices. These messages are intended as guidance for the month of January. Of course, time is fluid and flexible, and so is energy, so you may find resonance with the messages here anytime you happen to listen to this video. So there will be 4 readings. The reason I like to do 4 is because of the 4 different elements. It doesn't necessarily mean that one reading is directed at a specific element, but in other words, you could be an air sign or a water sign or a fire sign. What did I say? Did I say earth, water, fire, air? I think I left out air. You could be any one of those elements. So that's why I like to do 4 for the month. So if you already know that you want to be reading 1, group 2, group 3, or group 4, you can go to the timestamp at any point to listen to your messages. If you would like some extra help in deciding which group is for you, I have 4 cards laid out here from, these cards are the Rave I Ching cards, Human Design and Rave I Ching. I forget the exact title of them. They're here for you to select from the artwork if anything resonates with you. So on the left here, we have group 1. Next to that, we have group 2. Then, of course, group 3. And last but never least, group 4. So at any time you are ready, you may go to your reading. If you'd like to pause and meditate, that's fine too. I just want to remind you that the cards are here as guidance, not as prediction. And not every message will be for you since it's a general reading. So just take what resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else, and let's move on to group 1. Welcome, group 1. Let's do your card selection for January 2021, or whenever you are viewing this. So, Spirit Guides, can we get the best guidance for our friends who chose group 1? You have the 9 of Wands right at the center of things. Your situation, what's going on. Okay, we have this one. Oh, wow. Interesting, group 1. Oh, these 2 came out together. Let's keep going. Let's get at least, this one came out by itself. But this other pile, that's way too many. All right. Let's get a few more cards. We'll stop, I think, and I just feel like we should stop and go over the first section of cards here. Okay. Oops, and 2 came out here. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's dive right in. Okay. So let's see. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the Tower. Never fear the Tower. I actually love the Tower. We have Death. We have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. And we have the Knight of Swords reversed. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed and the 5 of Wands. Okay, let's start talking this out. So with the 9 of Wands here, so I'm feeling like accomplishment, a journey, okay? Okay, for some of you, this may even mean the end of 2020. You know, it may have been tough on some of you in many different ways, of course. Yeah, wow. Okay, so this, you know, of course, it's different for each of you, but 2020 actually was a universally difficult year. The range of difficulty and how people feel about it, felt about it, it varies, but I'm feeling like this is like, okay, 2020 is done. And interesting though. Okay, so January's energies, I think, you know, start out still a little, volatile's too strong a word, but, you know, like mildly challenging. I don't want to overstate it, you know. It's not like all of a sudden 2021 hits and boom, things change, you know what I'm saying? So I feel as though January you're gradually reaching this point where, okay, it was tough, but I'm coming out of it. And here's the thing, you know, in the introduction, I think I was talking about the year, the universal year being a 5 change. Okay, so you can look at this as a challenge or you can look at it as an opportunity. But you have an opportunity here. Let's go with the positive, to embrace the unexpected. Embrace the unexpected. So it's kind of like, you know, you've completed something, you've reached some level of completion in your life. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, it's the energies of 2020 kind of like gradually dissipating, fading away as we move into 2021. And I don't know if any of you are into or familiar with human design, but the new year for human design starts around the 21st of January, 21st, 22nd, I believe. So, yeah, I think you're reaching that completion. You're coming to that conclusion, letting those energies go. And now you need to be up for a change. You need to be up for challenges, open to big change. Don't resist it. Don't resist it. Go with the flow. Yes, go with the flow. So your guidance here for the month of January is to go with the flow. Yeah, go with the flow. I think the energies are improving. Now, having said that though, in your recent past, you have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you may literally have started a new career. I also just got the feeling that I feel like this is for a minority of you, but some of you may have just gotten well. You may have not been feeling well. You may have been sick and, you know, or had some sort of ailment. But someone or some of you have just maybe even beaten a disease or an illness, but have gotten well. But that's not for everybody. But I just got the like feeling of the sun lighting up a new direction for you. Like I said, for some of you, it could be a job. So I don't know if at the end of 2020, toward the end of 2020, some of you started a new job or went in a new direction. It could even be a new relationship. But something exciting happened for you. And I think that some of you are moving into January 2021 with, like, kind of feeling good. But I got the feeling that some of you might also feeling really good based on something that recently happened. Maybe it was even celebrating the holidays or something for you, but I don't know, feeling good in the energies of maybe December. Yet some of you might also feel, I'm feeling like a little bit of a skepticism, like how long can it last? Is this really, are we really moving in this direction? Okay. And honestly, I also got the message that, like, it's up to you. It's up to you. You can choose to continue focusing on this I feel like there's a lot of light here in these cards that I'm holding. I feel a light, not just a lightness weight wise, like energy wise, but like lightness is a brightness, with the sun and even the pentacle. I'm feeling like I feel like yellow, like a pale bright yellow, and you can keep this energy going, group one. It really, your focus really matters. Your expectations really, really matter, right? So now in the short term, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So I feel like some of you are waiting for an answer or a message. I feel like some of you are waiting to, I don't know, like I feel like learn something new or hear a message, get an answer to something. And I feel as though it's like it's here, but it may not come in January, or it may be at the very end of January. But like I said, there's that feeling, there's a feeling of, I don't know, I just feel like as the month progresses, it's going to improve for you. And the answers are there, or the message, the information. Yeah, I obviously there, I don't have specifics for you. This is, a group message, but there is something that's coming in for you. You're going to learn something, but I feel like you already know this, or you're waiting for it. But there's something you're going to learn end of January and maybe in February. Okay. So you want transformation. I just got the feeling of butterfly. Like you want, I think you're ready to like come out as a new you, like start 2021. Almost like people never really knew you, and you feel like you've changed, and you want people to see the real you, accept it or not. It's like you want to reveal your transformation. So it may be that some of you have spent some time, whether it was intentionally or not, involved in things that have changed you, which, that's normal. That is what life's about, really, right? The expansion, the growth, the change. And wow, you know what? Yeah, this tower is not a challenge for you. It isn't. It definitely doesn't have to be. That's at least the guidance is it doesn't have to be. But I feel like you're ready for a change, right? But sometimes it comes on unexpectedly or suddenly. Even though we want it, sometimes it hits us. So, you really want to kind of go with the flow, right? Having said that, okay, I feel like some of you might even be thinking this right now. You want to see it coming. Okay. And I understand that too. I often do too. It's kind of like, well, I want to see it coming. Give me a message or something like that. Yeah. You're looking for that transformation, that change, but you don't really want it to hit you like a ton of bricks. You would like to see it coming. Okay, subconsciously. All right, subconsciously, I think you're having some doubts about maybe your capabilities. Like, you're wondering, do I have what it takes for? I feel like this Page of Pentacles reversed is kind of related to this recent new opportunity that you had with this Ace of Pentacles here upright. And I feel like there might be some doubt in your mind as to your maybe your abilities or your experience. So there's just like some like internal conflict. But for me, the Five of Wands is like not a serious energy of conflict. The Five of Wands is like it's like an equal competition, or it's like more like competition. It could be like games. So while you're like, I just got feeling like your insides can be like jumbled up with different feelings of doubt, different feelings of insecurity. But that's normal. We all have that. But the thing is, now if you're recognizing this in yourself in the month of January, if you catch yourself, I don't know, letting insecurities, deep-seated insecurities get in the way, you can bring awareness to that and say, okay, wow, that's just old thought habits. That's just old conditioning, and I don't really need to give that any more attention. I've brought the awareness to it, and now I can like let it go, let it subside. So basically, to sum up these cards here, right? 2020 is coming to an end. Some of you may have recently experienced something, some new start, something like I just got the feeling that you're giddy about, or maybe that's too strong a word for some of you, but that's the word that just like popped into my head. But you're done with 2020, and you want to take, you want to take this experience forward now into 2021. You're open to change. You don't really want it to be unexpected, but just don't let any underlying insecurities get in the way, and you'll get the answers that you want. If you don't resist it, the answers will come. Okay, so let's get some more cards for you here, group one. Okay, you have the King of Wands reversed. You have the Seven of Cups upright. You have the Nine of Swords and the Moon. And we need one more, and we have it. Oh, wow. Oh, group one, the world. Awesome. Yay. Okay. We'll save the best for last and start talking these cards through. Okay. King of Wands reversed. Okay. You're being advised here. Ooh. Yeah. You're being advised here to kind of don't feel like don't get all wrapped up in yourself. You have the opportunity to kind of be a leader and lead others. So I don't know specifically what it is, but it feels here as though maybe it's this whole transformation, this change, these changes that are coming, this new Ace of Pentacles opportunity that you recently had. Maybe you are getting all wrapped up in your own situation, your own experience, your own journey. Oh, okay, yes, for some of you. But I also got the feeling, okay, this is also potentially for some of you a lack of confidence. Okay, so, and it could be the two things combined. You could be all wrapped up actually in some of this subconscious energy here of doubt and insecurity and lack of confidence here. And you're being advised here to basically, like, turn the King of Wands upright. This energy is here, but there's a resistance here. So I think that some of you are in a new situation, a new opportunity, and you've got some doubts, whether it is a career or relationship, whatever it is, maybe a new city, but there's some new situation that I think was exciting and maybe still is exciting, but then there were some doubts. There's maybe some, like I said, self-doubt, lack of confidence, whatever. Don't get stuck inside yourself, because you've got this potential to, I feel like, light the path up for other people, inspire other people. You have this fiery energy about you that I just got the expression is bottled up. Like you're not expressing it, you're not expressing yourself, maybe you're not being true to yourself. You might be a fire sign. You might have, you might either be your sun sign might be a fire sign, or you might have a lot of fire in your chart. Either way, regardless or whatever, you have something to offer that you're like holding back, you're bottling up. Maybe in this new opportunity, there's potential for leadership, or if it's a job, maybe you were hired to be a leader, or maybe there's an opportunity for you to show your talents, your skills. But I feel like there is a charismatic you bottled up inside that you're just not yet showing to the world due to a lack of confidence. I did also get the feeling, you don't force it, be easy about it. It will come in time. Okay. So next we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. So it may be that you have some choices to make. And it could be a little bit confusing, and you might, it could be that some of these choices are, it could be part of what might be holding you back. So again, it's about going with the flow and relaxing into it, knowing that you really aren't going to make a mistake, because everything is unfolding to guide you in the right direction. So if we make a quote unquote mistake, it is really just there to maybe send us in a new direction or to point out what we don't want so that we can really focus in on what we do want. Sometimes we don't know what is right for us or what we want, or we let our minds talk us out of what is right for us. And so then, the universe steps in with the Tower and sends us in the right direction. So I feel as though you might be feeling a little like confused and overwhelmed with some choices that you have to make, with some sort of decision you have to make. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do the other thing? Should I go here? Should I go there? You might be feeling indecisive at this time, but it doesn't feel like heavy or like it should be overwhelming. So just do your best to be easy about it. You do have it's like you have some concerns about concern, I feel. Like, I think this, the Nine of Swords, that applies to all of us. Probably on a daily basis. Each of us gets somehow, to one extent or the other, caught up in our fears, our worries, our concerns. And yeah, all right. Yeah. You worry about the future, I think. If the path isn't clear for you, if you can't see out, miles and miles ahead of you, it might concern you. You might be one who wants to go with the flow, yet you're a planner. Wants to feel spontaneous, but yet kind of needs to know the details. I totally get that. You shouldn't worry about trying to be spontaneous. Most people were not really designed to be spontaneous. I think spontaneity is overrated in a way. We want to go with the flow, but some of us feel like pressure sometimes to be spontaneous. Like it's more fun to be spontaneous. And yeah, sometimes it is, but not always. It's more about like not forced spontaneity, but going with the flow. It's more about being easy, right? It's not like, just out of, just on a whim. You know what? I'm done with this job. I quit. Yeah, that might work for some people, but it doesn't work for most people, right? Not sure if that was the best example, but it's really here. I think you have some concern about the future. And like I said, with the Death card there, I feel like you want change, but you don't really want it to be expected. You'd rather it not be a Tower moment. And it's kind of like you don't want to force spontaneity, but you want to be open to it if it's forced onto you, if that makes sense, right? And that's kind of what I'm feeling with the Tower. You might find yourself having to be spontaneous, but you don't want to force your way into it. You just want to go with the flow and be relaxed. Now, okay, I did say that I got the feeling that January was going to get like progressively better. And, listen, the end of this, 31-day period or thereabouts, you have the World card, okay? Now, is this going to be exactly by January 31st? Not necessarily. It could be a little before, it could be a little after, but, by the end of a month's time, you should have brought something full circle, and it feels really, really good. Like you wrap something up. You like the 9 here, right? The 9 is reaching a goal, right? And then the 10 is really about the end of that cycle and wrapping it up. And basically, the world is like that energy on steroids, right? Bringing something full circle, bringing something to a close, and opening up new opportunities, right? It's like you have the world at your feet. So you reach some kind of goal. There's some kind of culmination or bringing together of things, and this feels super positive. And I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself, really happy, ready for the next cycle, the new beginnings, right? I mean, with the world being the end of a major cycle, a major phase. This may have something to do with the energetic start of the new year toward the end of January that I was talking about with human design, the end of January 21st, 22nd, something like that. Bringing in the new year, the new energy. Maybe that's when you really wrap things up and you are ready to start fresh and you're ready for the changes of 2021. So let's pull I really feel like I've gone on so long with this, but let's pull a Moonology card here for you. We have, it's not a reverse card, it's just the way I was holding it. Okay. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. This is a beautiful, beautiful card that I don't think I have ever drawn before. Not for me or not for anyone else. That's interesting. Nothing is yet set in stone. And that's always true, right? I mean, change is what we're here for. Experience, change, growth, expansion. And you are going to be experiencing that. And it's really, again, about expansion, change, growth. Change, change, change. Change is the energy. Change is the key word. So nothing is yet set in stone. Go with the flow. Be open to change. All right, let's pull these are Abraham Hicks' Law of Attraction. The cards are Law of Attraction and money. And I'm not necessarily looking for a financial message for you, but I like these cards and the messages that they have on them better than most of the messages on the general cards. So we have the Law of Attraction responds to my vibration. Okay, we know that, right? Okay, so it says, a belief is nothing more than a chronic pattern of thought, and you have the ability, if you try even a little bit, to begin a new pattern, to tell a new story, to achieve a different vibration, and to change your point of attraction. The law of attraction is responding to your vibration, and you can easily change your vibrational point of attraction by visualizing the lifestyle you desire and holding your attention upon those images until you begin to feel relief, which will indicate that a true vibrational shift has occurred. Okay, so I feel like this card is referring a little bit to, or maybe a lot of it, to this subconscious here, Page of Pentacles reversed and Five of Wands. It's like an inner turmoil. Again, turmoil could be, for some of you, it might be too strong a word. And for some of you, you might resonate with that. Oh yeah, I recognize the inner turmoil. And this, like lack of confidence, this holding back, right? This getting like too wrapped up within yourself. These are the kinds of thought patterns that this card is referring to, right? These deep-seated beliefs that you have, if you bring awareness to them, it's not that you want to focus on them. You want to bring awareness to it and say, wow, that belief does not serve me any longer. And I need to be deliberate about it so I can change that paradigm. it's not easy to change a deep-seated belief, those subconscious beliefs that we have in some part inherited from previous generations and maybe even previous incarnations, but also the things that just got embedded in us in our childhood from, our upbringing, not just only our parents and siblings and such, but society in general, right? It's hard to change those beliefs. It has to be a deliberate effort on a regular basis, and I need to kind of, take my own advice because I know better. But let's pull an Angel of Light card for you. I really like these cards also. These are, all right, that's like half the deck. So let's start again. 1, 2, or 3 is fine. 12, 15, that's no good. Okay, we have choices. Oh, okay. So these choices may be a bigger deal even than I felt, because now we have in the Seven of Cups here, these choices that we talked about earlier. Okay, the fact that you got the card choices may mean that these are affecting some of you even more than I realized. Okay, choices. When you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from your ego. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options, then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you greatest joy and feels right. This is also a card that I do not get that often. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Okay, so we were talking about spontaneity not necessarily being all it's cracked up to be, like spontaneity being overrated. So I think maybe what I was feeling with spontaneity was impulsiveness. Okay, not being impulsive. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. And the affirmation says, I choose for my highest good. Yeah, so you're being guided here not to be impulsive about these choices that we have here indicated in the Seven of Cups, but to be deliberate, okay? And like I said earlier, most of us are not designed to be spontaneous. So you want to trust what your body is telling you, your intuition, your gut, your heart, and take the old thought habits, the old patterns of thought out of it. What feels right for you. But you want to be easy about it. And, for many of us, you can even ask your spirit guides to help you and, like literally have a conversation, whether it's in your head or out loud. We all have spirit guides, whether we know it or not. And, just ask for their guidance. Put it out there in the universe. Even if you don't believe in spirit guides or you're not familiar with them, even just putting it out there in the universe that you want, the answers. Oh, yeah, duh. The answers are coming. I did say that. Okay, if you just be easy about it, the answers are coming, the choices will be easy. So if you put it out in the universe that you want the answer that you're looking for, you want that question answered, or you want that information, that knowledge, that understanding, put it out there and then back off, relax. And you will probably find that in a time of stillness, you receive the answers that you need. You know what the right choice is, whatever it is. But I really feel here that group one, you should be looking forward to some change. Go with the flow. Don't be impulsive, but be open to the changes. Be ready to roll with the changes. Quiet your mind to get the answers that you're looking for. Bring awareness to your concerns and then let them go. And when I say, you realize, oh, that doesn't serve me, I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to work on changing those deep-seated beliefs. And in your outcome here, you have the World card. So you're wrapping things up on a beautiful, positive note, and you are ready for this new year and all the changes it will be bringing. You're ready for the new cycle, and I can't wait to find out what that is for you. So awesome. Happy New Year, group one. All the love and best wishes for you as we move forward in this new year. And thank you so much for watching. Now we'll move on to group two. Hey, group two, let's get started with your card selection. That was fast. Okay, you have 2 cards there. Interesting. All right, so we have death, and we have, that's the 5 of Swords, right? Yeah, 5 of Swords reversed. Interesting. That's too many. So group two. Did I say this in the intro? But we're going, I'm not sure. I think I did. But it bears repeating. We're going into a universal year of 5, right? That means changes. That means expect changes. And we each have our own personal number that applies to our person. Each year we have our own personal number. But that was too many. Wow, the cards are not jumping out quickly. Interesting. Group one, boy, theirs jumped out pretty quickly, I would say. Yours, reluctant. Is there an energy of reluctance in you? Maybe reluctance. Maybe I'm feeling reluctant to change, because I think a lot of people fear change. It's kind of like, you want newness, you want change, but then you worry, well, is the change going to be better or worse? But we came here to experience change, growth, expansion, and that's why I feel like we're all ready for some universal changes, right? Just our systems and all that, so much is outdated and really suited to the last century, but not this one moving forward. Wow, your cards are really not jumping out here. You know what? I feel like that's a message for me to just start with what we have before I move on. Okay, so I feel, well, you know what? I'm going to start here. I'm going to start back here. Okay. You've been holding back. You've been holding yourself back like big time. Big time. I don't know if you've been disguising yourself, not being honest with people, not being straightforward, or not living in your own truth. But I feel like you've been big time holding back in the past. But now you're ready for a transformation. These two cards came out together, right? Death and the Five of Swords reversed. I feel like you are ready to transform your relationships with others. Now, I mean, this is a general reading, so I feel as though it'll be different for each of you, but I'm feeling like some of you might have a history of contentious relationships with others where maybe you go back and forth like with harsh words. It could be one-sided also. It could be that you have been harsh with others, and then on the other hand, it could be that some of you didn't stick up for yourselves, or it'll vary for each of you. But I think that you've had some contention in your relationships, some difficulty in your relationships, whether it's family or friends or whatever. For most of you, I feel like this is more than one person. This isn't for most of you. Yes, for some of you, it could be you're having issues with one person, but for most of you, I feel like this is like a way of interacting with people that was either not, you weren't being truthful with them, you weren't being truthful with yourself, you weren't being yourself. You might have been a little volatile, they might have been a little volatile. It'll vary for each of you what the experience has been, but relationships have been like rocky. Let's just put it that way. In whatever sense of the word it is, I feel like some of your relationships have been rocky, but you are transforming that this month. You are changing that this month. Not only is death the card of major transformation, but the 5 is the number of change. And we're in a 5 universal year, as we were just talking about. So big changes for you and how you interact with others, with the world. You're transforming into the High Priestess energy. I'm feeling a very serene you, tapping into that deep wisdom that you have picked up along the journey in this lifetime, but also tapping into the wisdom that you picked up in previous incarnations. I feel that this group has tremendous wisdom that can be shared with others, but not forced on others, is what I just got. I just got the feeling that some of you are maybe like a little forceful with your opinions. This won't be for all of you, but some of you are very forceful with your opinions, giving others maybe unsolicited advice, maybe being nosy or busybodies or something like, or putting your 2 cents in when it wasn't asked for. And you are tapping into that wisdom of the High Priestess that knows when to speak and knows when to kind of just relax into your own energy and know that the other will work it out for themselves. So, just like an example would be like, a parent telling, a child what to do, a grown up child, or I do feel like some of you want to be helpful, but it's not always received that way. You can probably, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my dog drinking his water. Okay, you can finish up now. Anyway, I do feel as though you are really transforming yourself, like a deliberate transformation here. This sounds really interesting to me, group 2. It's like turning over a new leaf of how you want to be. And your challenge is to find that balance. Oh, wow. Yes, your challenge is to find that balance, to know when to speak up, to know when to keep quiet. And I just got the feeling of keeping things to yourself should be the default. In other words, when you're unsure, keep it to yourself. And so many of us have been conditioned, almost all of us, to speak when we shouldn't, to speak up, put it out there, what have you. But in most cases, when we're dealing with others, in many cases, it's better to wait for someone to ask for your input, to indicate that they want your input. I'm guilty as charged here of giving my input when it's not necessarily solicited, right? And I think that so many of us have been conditioned to do that. Someone tells us about a situation, and instead of just listening and saying nothing, we jump in with, "Ooh, you know what you should do? Yeah, so I'm feeling like you are deliberately going to hold back, keep, like as a high priestess, I always feel like a deep serenity, someone who is really, really wise. And even though everyone knows it, they don't necessarily solicit her input all the time. And she is wise enough to know when to insert her wisdom and when not to. That's what I'm feeling here with you, group 2. Okay, let's get the rest of your cards. Okay. It's too many. Oh. Again, are we with this? Okay, let's, Spirit guides, can we please get the rest of group 2's cards? Okay, so we have the Devil reversed. Okay, I feel like I can tell you right away, you are being advised that you are on the right track. You are letting go of those old habits that you have. Again, too many cards. They're either all jumping out or none are jumping out. But getting into this Devil reversed, you're on the right track. You're changing old habits of speech. I feel as though you haven't been living true to who you really are. And oh my God, they all want to jump out or none. All right, finally. Let's see what else we can get. Oh, okay. Yay. They're starting to jump out now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one went on the floor. That really jumped. Whoa. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Amazing. All right. Let's take a look at what else we have here now. All right. So you've been not living true to yourself and living in your own truth. And now I feel like you're saving your wisdom for yourself in a way. Not saving it, but I don't know. Just really tapping into that age-old wisdom that you've inherited and you've brought with you from other incarnations. It feels like a very, very deep wisdom. I feel like this group has a lot of history, experience from past lives that is really, kind of emerging. I mean, do you ever wonder sometimes, group two, how you know certain things, how you understand them, um, why you can see things a certain way when others don't seem to be able to. Now, they can see other things in their own way, and that maybe you can't. Everyone has their own gifts, but I feel like this group, has this wisdom, and it's like growing with maturity, regardless of your age. As you experience things, this wisdom is like kind of like being brought to the surface. That's what it is, being brought to the surface. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is another indication of you no longer, yeah, you don't want to act in haste anymore. You want to be deliberate about, and in this case, it's your words, right? I mean, with this Knight of Swords reversed, it's kind of like you don't want to speak impulsively. You don't want to get involved impulsively. You don't want to act impulsively. You want to be deliberate, and that's like where your wisdom comes in, tapping into that wisdom. You're going to be deliberate in your words, in your actions as you move forward, in your dealings with other people. Okay, subconsciously, we have the Sun reversed and the Four of Cups reversed. I mean, yeah, there's resistance beneath the surface. There's some doubt here as to whether I don't know, there's like some doubt here as to whether you can almost change your ways. What am I looking for? It's kind of like maybe you're concerned that you could be impulsive. There's a part of you that, I don't know, there's a part of you that you have this wisdom, right? And when you don't speak it, it feels like it's going to waste. But the high priestess in you knows that unsolicited advice often lands on deaf ears, and it's kind of difficult for you to hold back, which is the case for most of us, right? And this is really interesting. It feels like it's kind of specific, right? About your relationships with others, and kind of like just not, like, I guess we can pull it back on a more general level and just saying not getting involved in other people's issues and making them your own. Having the wisdom to know when to get involved and when not to. And like I said, with the Devil reversed, you actually are on the right path. Your determination to be deliberate, to not speak impulsively, to not act impulsively, letting go of those old habits that don't serve you is the right thing to do. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, I just got the feeling that I doubt this will apply to anybody, but this is what I got. Okay, it's kind of like maybe, for example, like a husband and a wife, and one of them is always getting involved in their grown-up children's lives, telling them, what you should do this, you should do that, let me help you with this, let me help you with that, and the other spouse, and then that person saying they're going to change, and then the other spouse saying, oh yeah, you're never going to change, you can't do that. That's what I just got. So I don't know if some of you have someone in your life, where you might have said, okay, I'm staying out of things, I'm turning over a new leaf, and you have someone in some of you, this does not apply to everyone, but you have someone who's like a naysayer, like, oh, come on, you're never going to change. You love to get involved. You love to mix it up with people. You love to, like me, some of you, I just got the expression play devil's advocate, like where I was getting with the harsh words with people. Maybe there's some like part of you that likes to mix it up, playing devil's advocate, trying to stir the pot a little. And there's somebody, some of you have somebody telling you you'll never change, okay? But that's what life is all about: change, growth, what have you. It's amazing. So the Seven of Swords. Ooh, I just got the feeling that some of you, not so much doubt that you can change, because I feel a determination here. I feel like almost a stubbornness from some of you. Like, I am tapping into my wisdom. I am turning over a new leaf. I am, I'm a changed person. But I think you're concerned that others will be, I want to say, suspicious of this change in you. Like, so if we're going back to that example, like if it's, a parent with a grown child, like mom or dad, you have nothing to say about this. Like, like your sincere concern for them. I don't know. It's a feeling of being misunderstood in a way that some of you are concerned that others might think that you don't care anymore. Others of you are concerned that maybe like your loved ones or friends or something won't notice the change in you, the efforts you've made to change, like almost like they won't give you credit for it, and you know what, for a lot of us, we aren't really seen for who we really are by other people. And it's kind of just the way it is. I'm starting to learn. I mean, I could go into more detail about that, but this is already long enough. But if you feel as though you're not really being seen for who you are and what you bring to the table and what you offer, on the one hand, know that there are some people who recognize your value, what you bring to the table, and the efforts you are making. There will be people who appreciate it. But it may be true that no one ever truly sees you for who you are, for your really good, deep intentions. Some people will never see that in you, and that's okay. It only matters what you see in you, really. And that's where it all begins. It begins and ends there, actually. So if you can value and recognize the high priestess in you, it is more likely that others will begin to see it and value it also. But it has to start with you. And I do feel that there is such a power here in you as far as kind of like stepping back, stepping back. Some of the wisest people are the ones who just like hold back. So here in your outcome, you have the Tower. Now, a lot of people don't like the Tower, but I love the Tower because it brings the change that you need, that we need. It brings the change that we need. When we are resistant to change, or we're not stepping on the right stone on our path, when we veer off, sometimes the universe steps in, however you want to look at it. Let's just say universe steps in, the energies step in to like kind of set you in the right direction or put you on a new path that is part of the journey that you wanted for yourself coming in, or that you want now. So it's kind of, wow, okay, really feel strongly here, group 2, that, okay, I just got a more general message. All right, pulling back from other people's stuff. I just got a feeling it's also social media. It's not just you mixing it up with other people and in their business or whatever, but it's also like, getting less involved with other people's social media, like spending so much time looking at what other people are posting, maybe even like less attention to what's going on in the world, like not overwhelming yourself in current events and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I just got the feeling that by pulling back from all of that other stuff and tapping into this high priestess energy, you're making room for unexpected change. I mean, I feel almost like you could have a breakthrough. I don't know, maybe some of you don't meditate and now you're going to start meditating because, you're going within, you're focusing on yourself instead of what's going on with other people. So that, you know what, this is really a bigger message. It takes me sometimes talking it through, like as I just start speaking, and that's just how it works. And sometimes it grows and sometimes it gets like more specific. But now I feel like this has grown into a more general message, a bigger message, that when you are less involved with other people and their business and their goings on, you make room in your life for the new, for big changes. And it could come suddenly for some of you because you have the Tower here, right? You have the Death card. Group 1 also got both of those cards, not in the same positions and stuff, but they also got Death and the Tower in their message, which is really, really interesting. So there's transformation going on. But as you go through this month and you make more time to go within, I don't know if you're going to have some kind of vision or if you are going to recognize some sort of a spiritual gift that you have. But I feel as though you are going to experience a big change by the end of a month's time. And like in a good way. And there's no going back. Because you can't unknow what you know, and you can't not experience what you've experienced. And this is growth and expansion. And, just moving into this 5 universal year of change, I feel like this is going to be really, really good for you. Wow. Wow. Come back at the end of the month and comment and let me know if you recognize this, because it could be a really big change for some of you. But you're leaving more time for yourself, which is, you're getting more wrapped up in your own business, and that is opening the door. This happened to me years ago. Just a long story short, I withdrew from all sorts of media, all news, all media, all social media, all of it, and not from getting together with friends and family, but even that was probably not. I didn't do an overwhelming amount of that, and the changes that happened in such it didn't necessarily seem at the time like it was a short amount of time. But when I look back, I went through tremendous change and learned so much in such a short period of time by not paying attention to what was going on outside, really. Oh, you have two cards that jumped out here. So we have, oh, wow. Oh no, today's full moon. I almost said this is new moon in Cancer. Okay, I'm actually conducting these readings on the day of the full moon in Cancer, but this is new moon in Cancer. Okay, new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Well, that's always a good message. That feels very specific. I don't know if any of you have been worried about someone. You know, there's so much stuff going on out there. And for someone or some of you, this concern, this involvement in other people's lives could be about that. But you did get this message that you and your loved ones are safe. So I feel like if any of you, that's specifically for any of you who've been worried about yourself and or people you love, if you've been concerned about them, I think the message here is you're good. It's all good. You don't need to be. And we also have full moon in Libra. So we did get a full moon card, not the full moon in Cancer, but on the full moon, we got a full moon card. A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, there you go. That one is for this message entirely, because it's a win-win for you and the others in this situation. Because I'm feeling like when you pull out of all of the other stuff that's going on in other people's lives, when you pull back from that and you tap into that high priestess energy and you let go of all those old habits that didn't serve you, you're going to emerge as someone with so much to offer. You won't need to insert yourself. The people around you will come to sense, know, appreciate, and seek out that wisdom that you have. Ooh, I just got the message that by holding back, it's like people will want it more. But also by holding back, you're going to leave yourself time to like develop it. And I feel like it's a natural development. Okay, so now let's get a law of attraction. These are Abraham Hicks law of attraction cards. They're actually the law of attraction and money cards because was that? No, that's too many. Because I really like these cards and their messages. All right, you got two of these too. What's with the two? You can't just have one card, can you, group two? Well, you are group two. All right, so what do we have? We have, I am becoming more aware of my feelings about money. Okay, I know this mentions money, but these messages, if you look at them on a general level, they really apply to anything, not just money. Okay, many people protest when we explain the power of telling the story of their finances as they want it to be rather than as it is. So whether you literally are an individual in the, this message is specifically about money for some of you, that might be true, but you can replace the word finances with anything. You could just say the story of their lives as they want it to be rather than as it is, because they believe that they should be factual about what is happening. But if you continue to look at lackful what is and speak of what is, you will not find the improvement that you desire. If you want to affect substantial change in your life experience, you must think thoughts that just feel different as you think them. Okay, here we go. I just got this feeling. Here we go with how this really fits in with what we were saying here. Okay, so, and I can speak from experience because this happened to me a number of years ago. When you are involved in other people's issues, problems, their events, following them closely on social media, always looking at what's going on with other people, you're putting that into your reality. So even if it's someone you love, love, love dearly, if they have a problem and you're focusing on it, you're talking about it, you are making that part of your reality. You're focusing on what is, but all you're doing is perpetuating the energy of what is. So by pulling back, you're going to give yourself time to focus on how you want it to be, right? So let's say you have a loved one and they're experiencing issues and you want to jump in and step in and get involved and mix it up. But by pulling back and giving yourself the opportunity to feel that everything is working out for that person, by expecting the best, by knowing that that person is capable of dealing with this themselves. They came here for this experience. You came here for yours. This person can work this out for themselves, and you know that everything's going to work out. You're raising the general vibration and you're raising your own vibration. You want to spend, I think the message here is you want to spend the time focusing on how you want things to be, not necessarily how they are. So the other card you got is the better it gets, the better it gets. When you deliberately seek positive aspects of whatever you are giving your attention to, you, in a sense, tune your vibrational tuner to more positive aspects of everything. And of course, you could tune yourself negatively as well. But as you are deliberately looking for positive aspects in yourself or in others, you will find more of those things. The better it gets, the better it gets. For you get more and more of what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. All right, so this is basically what we were just talking about here, right? Not getting, as opposed to getting involved in all of that stuff around you, pulling back and looking for the positive, knowing the other person can work it out in the example that I gave. Because what you focus on, you get more of. And what you focus on gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So by pulling back and going within, you are making room for yourself to focus on the positive aspects of everything. Being deliberate. It's about being deliberate and deliberately focusing on the positive aspects and telling the story as you want it, as opposed to how you currently see it. Okay, let's get one more card for you, an Angel of Lights card. We have surrender. Surrender. Okay, I paused because I thought I had to sneeze, but I guess I didn't. Okay, surrender. Whatever you resist in life persists. Okay, that's what I just said. Okay, yes, whatever you give your attention to, you create more of the same. Whatever you focus on, it stays the same, and it grows. It grows. It grows. So whatever you resist in life persists. Because when you resist something, you're giving attention to it. I don't want that. That's not how I want it. That negative energy. That's giving attention to something. Resistance is attention. So ask your angels to help you dissolve all the resistances of your ego, the inner conflict and struggle, the rigid mindsets and habits, so that they can flood your life with higher truth and joy. When you surrender to the guidance of your higher self, all the energy you have been using in resistance becomes available to you. Vitality, inner peace, harmony, and most of all, love are your spiritual rewards. So flow with the pace of life, relax and tune in. Then follow the guidance of your intuition, High Priestess, knowing that the angels will support you at all times. And the affirmation is, I surrender to the flow of life. So when you tap into your high priestess and you give up those old habits of getting involved in other people's business or perusing, spending all your time on social media, whatever it is that has you mixing it up with others, then you're going to make room for some tremendous, tremendous life-changing transformation within you. So tap into that. Make room to tap into that intuition here. The High Priestess. I really feel like the High Priestess is the most important card, not to mention the letting go of the old habits and the transformation you'll experience with the Tower at the end of this. But, because listen, the Tower, that's throwing out the old ways, the outdated things, and making room for the new. And that's your wisdom. That's allowing that High Priestess wisdom to emerge. So group 2, I hope you found some value in this. I wish you love and happiness and peace in 2021. Thanks for joining me. We'll move on to group 3 now. Hey, group 3. Let's do your card selection. Spirit guides, can we get the best guidance for group 3? That's too many. Can we get 1 or 2 cards to start? We did. We have 2 to start. Okay. Oh, no, we don't. We have 3. I took them. We have 3. That's it. Okay. There we go. And wow. Okay. Spirit guides have a lot to say here for this message. 3 cards, then 2 cards. Okay, now we have 1. And I'll straighten those all up in a minute. Group 3. Can we get some more cards for group 3? Okay. And you know what? Let's stop there, group 3, and then we'll talk these out, and then we'll get some more. All right. Let's straighten these out then. Okay, with these guys, and then this guys, and all right. So, you know what? Let's start with this. Here we have the Hanged Man and the World reversed. So recently, you know what? I feel like these are 2 pretty powerful energies here. And, 2 major arcanas. I feel as though you kind of took a time out from the world, interactions with others maybe, but it's like you took a step back, and some of you did this, deliberately, pulled back. I just got the expression hunkered down, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know if some of you might have even had a feeling of being like kind of fed up with the external world. And as you're moving into January here, oh yeah, I feel as though there's an energy of being ready to take something new on. So it's kind of like your time out, you're pulling back. It has prepared you. I just got the feeling that some of you just maybe you were fed up with 2020 and you kind of just almost like threw in the towel for the rest of the year, if that makes sense. And now you're ready to take on something new, but I feel like you have a lack of direction, a lack of inspiration. It's like, it's like you're ready for something new, but the inspiration isn't coming. It's not clear. The direction isn't clear. What do I want to do? I want to start this new year off right. I have some new ideas, and I just don't have maybe the direction, the details, the information, the inspiration. And with the Five of Cups here, you are challenged to avoid getting caught up in the pessimism, avoid getting caught up in what was, avoid looking back at what didn't work and look at what did. I think for some of you, this is about letting go of the things that didn't work for you in 2020 and acknowledging that some things did work out, and focusing on the things that did work out, and then also moving your attention forward toward the future. So it's possible that some of you did have some major experiences that left you, I feel like this is like a timeout from like the collective, taking time to try to, like, I don't know, make sense of things. Some of you may have had some experiences that left you a little, disappointed or bitter, or, just dissatisfied. I'm not sure what it is for each of you, but it's kind of like you took a time out to try to see the world in a different way. Maybe you just started to make space for a new way of looking at things, because I feel like you didn't really like what you were seeing. And again, you have an opportunity to kind of like leave the past behind, let go of what didn't work, focus on what did, and move forward. And I think maybe it's a little challenging here. The 5 is the number of change. So it's like you need to change your perspective, potentially. And I think that's where the resistance to the inspiration, the direction, is coming in here with this card that was under the Ace of Swords. Like you're ready for a new direction, but you can't quite figure it out. But you might be resisting the change by focusing on, or holding it off by focusing on the things that didn't work. So you're challenged with like changing your focus, being deliberate about not being pessimistic, about focusing on what is working as opposed to what isn't, right? And you are up to it. This card for me is like up to the challenge. So you can do this. You can. It strikes me how these cards are looking in different directions, right? So this card is looking toward the past. This card is looking down, and this figure is up above the crowd, can see what's out there, and is ready, and is above it all, and is ready to take it all on. So basically you are capable, you're able. Trust in yourself and change that focus and look toward the future, and look toward, like, it's kind of like this, this new challenge. Yes, you're capable of taking it on. Okay, whatever this Ace of Swords is for you, you are capable of taking it on. And you can, once you stop resisting, the Two of Wands will, turn itself upright, and the inspiration will come. You'll be able to see out beyond your own like situation, your own little world, and like kind of get out there and take on the world at large, whatever that means to you, whatever it is that you want to go out and accomplish in 2021, whatever you want to maybe put out there in 2021. There is subconsciously a little bit of resistance there, also maybe a little bit of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of, what's next here. You have that Ace of Swords. I mean, you have a big opportunity this month. I mean, to start off January with the Ace of Swords, that air energy, that light energy, you've got this, I think you've got some sort of opportunity that can potentially lead you to, I don't know if it's recognition or a title, or some sort of award or reward. Whether it's literally an award, a title, or reward, or if it's or if it's figuratively speaking, or it's whether it's an official or unofficial situation, you have the opportunity here to grab this sword and take on a new challenge, in a positive way. But you really, really do need to let go of the past and any glass is half empty attitude and flip it to glass is half full kind of attitude. You really, really, you really have what it takes. You are capable. And I think there's a part of you that wants or some of you, there might be a part of you that wants someone else to recognize this. I just got the feeling that for some of you or one of you, it might be a boss or something. You want that boss to recognize your skills, your experience, your capabilities. You want to be seen for what you bring to the table, is what I just got. So, and you have the capabilities and you want the opportunity to manifest here. You want to be the magician. You want to be the manifester. But the key is to release, the guidance here for sure is to release the fear and release the negativity. Looking back on things that didn't work out in 2020 does not serve you this month. And getting lost in any fear of the future doesn't serve you either. Now, this is, in the subconscious, so you might not even be aware of it. And it might be now that you're hearing it, that you're saying, oh, yeah, I do kind of get caught up in that feeling, that fear sometimes when I let my mind run away with itself. But now that you've brought awareness to it, it can soften and you can change that paradigm. You can change that deep-seated habit of that's in your subconscious, that it's like a default, right? That we've picked up along the way. And once you bring awareness to it and you can be deliberate in your focus, you can change that. It does take time, it does take practice, but you can do it. So let's get some more cards for group 3. I really like that Ace of Swords. In fact, I'm just going to put that on top of this pessimistic guy because you're going to change that focus. I really do. I love that Ace of Swords to have in January. I mean, look at it. January, first month. and it looks, the sword just stands out to me as, one. Well, ace obviously is one, but even just looking at the sword there, just looks, I just see one. So it's like an opportunity to start 2020 off with something fresh and new. Maybe some of you are going to I feel like learn something new. Maybe some of you are starting some sort of education or training, or even if it's self-education, like getting some new, like acquiring some new knowledge, new understanding. Oh, wow. So you have the Page of Pentacles with strength beneath it. Wow. And the Page of Pentacles, I mean, that's basically about starting a new endeavor here. Fresh, youthful energy. Moving, probably like taking on maybe a new career or advancing in your career. But it's like enthusiastic, I feel. That feels really good, really positive there. And then you have the Strength card beneath that. So you've got the strength to do it. You're being encouraged here by the universe to, like, I just got the expression, step forward, step out of the shadows. I don't know if that resonates with any of you. Step out of the shadows. Well, then again, it makes sense though. In the recent past, it's kind of, this kind of is like a feeling of hiding out. So that really kind of makes sense here, that I got the feeling like coming out of the shadows here, because you have been, some of you have been like almost like hiding, hibernating, and now it's time to take on this new direction, right? Again, with this Page of Pentacles, I just got the expression new lease on life. I don't know if that means anything to any of you. If any of you have recently gotten over like something with your health, or starting a new career, a new relationship. But it feels long term. And actually that's what I felt with the Ace of Swords here. I did feel a long term thing with this, which that's why I felt like eventually leading to some sort of a title, a recognition, or an award or something. It really felt like, a long-term situation that would lead you to that. And here with the Page of Pentacles, I'm thinking that for a lot of you, it could be a career or something like that. You might start off learning a new skill. Maybe at your workplace, there's a new opportunity to take a course and learn something, for example, starting something new, and then maybe eventually getting a title from that. And again, with the Page of Pentacles here, and you've got the strength to do it. You need to recognize that in yourself. You need to recognize that you can do this. So I'm sensing that this fear here, fear, doubt, here, that's why you're getting the Strength card here in this position, to encourage you, to let you know you can do this. You have got the strength. Now here, this Temperance card, there might be someone around you, could be a Sagittarius, not necessarily so though. I feel as though there's someone around you who is very aligned spiritually, like has a really good balance between the physical and spiritual realms. And this person, I'm not sure if this person could be a role model for you, or if this is someone who supports you and encourages you. But this is a really positive energy, and I think it's a good place for you to look for inspiration, and that's what we were saying here, that, we wanted to turn this Two of Wands upright and get that inspiration going. And there, I feel like you have someone who can inspire you. Now, it could be someone in your life. It could be a friend, a partner, a parent, a child, a boss. it also could be, an author, or, some other, or a spiritual guru, or a business guru, or somebody like that who has that alignment and inspires you to find your own and inspires you to go for it. So if you recognize who that is, I encourage you to tap into that. And if you don't know who that is yet, keep your eyes open for anybody or anything that you find inspires you, and maybe give it some contemplation. Give the person, their words, their book, whatever, their information, some of your contemplation and your attention. Okay, so yeah, you are hoping to really grow this situation. So I do feel for a lot of you, this is related to your business, your career, your job, a money-making opportunity. Or again, it could be a relationship, growing a family, but you are looking forward to watching your life unfold, watching this opportunity unfold, counting your money, so to speak, whether that's like figurative or literal. You're hoping that you can grow, that this situation will grow into something fruitful, into something long-term. But again, feeling the long-term here with both the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, like something fresh and new, youthful energy, regardless of your age. I feel like, you're being encouraged here to tap into that youthful energy, feel like excited moving forward. Yeah, between the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, it does feel kind of exciting. And the Seven of Wands, like you can take this on, you can do this. It does feel exciting. And then, but I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like it's a more calm energy, and it's a long-term growth. You're looking to experience long-term growth, okay? Whether it is, again, financially or otherwise. Even if it was for some of you, someone I mentioned that there might be someone out there, this might be related to your health and getting like a new lease on life in that sense. Did I say leaf? If I did, I meant lease. A new lease on life in that sense. This could be just like the growth, the improvement of your health, things getting better and better and better. So in your outcome here with the Six of Pentacles reversed, so this is really interesting. You are going to experience an influx of abundance. I mean, I think for a lot of you, this literally is money, is financial, is materialistically related. Again, for some of you, it could be health, it could be relationships, it could even be spirituality. But whatever it is, you are going to basically be sharing the wealth, whether that is literally or figuratively. I know I keep saying those words. I don't know why. They just keep coming up in this message. But in other words, you are going to, from this experience, you are going to have resources to share. So you could literally be sharing money with people, or your resources could be your experience. Your resources could be your knowledge. Your resources could be other physical resources in addition to or besides money. Whatever this is. It won't be by the end of January, okay? That's where the reverse comes in here. This energy is here for you, but it's not going to be this month. It doesn't feel like this month. It feels like you have the potential to reach this point, but we did say you were in this for the long haul, so you're probably not surprised to hear that. But it does bring you, this situation brings you enough abundance to share. So whatever that means to you, you can be generous with it. And it might be, I'm feeling also that for some of you, it's a give and take too. Okay, you'll be sharing your resources, but you'll also be receiving. But that makes sense. I mean, when you think about it, all relationships, life, it's all give and take, right? Sometimes we give more, sometimes we receive more. Okay, let's see what else we can get for our group 3. This is really encouraging, though, group 3. I mean, I really like this message for you. I think you have a lot to look forward to. And I think the key here for you is to recognize any pessimism or fear that you might be harboring. And once you recognize it, it makes it easier to let it go. When you don't realize it's there and it just kind of festers beneath the surface, that's when it's like kind of just has a life of its own and you're not even like fully aware of it. But once you bring awareness to it, it makes it easier to drop the resistance. Okay, prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Oh my God, how cool is that? Wow, congratulations, group 3. I love this. Prosperity lies ahead. I mean, what more is there to say? That's basically what we've been saying here. Prosperity lies ahead. Psh, enough said. Okay, what else do we have for group 3? Prosperity lies ahead. I love it. And I love that, even though it's not showing up immediately for you, group 3, I love that you have the 6 of Pentacles energy there, because, it shows that you're going to be fine with the in and out of your money, the give and take, you're going to be generous, you're going to have enough to be generous. And that's a good feeling also. I mean, that makes you feel good too. And the thing is, the more generous you can be, the better vibration it is for you. Like in other words, when you feel like you have enough where you don't have to worry about sharing the wealth, for example, then that is a positive vibration for you. And then you attract more abundance and resources that you can share. Okay. This is from the Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction and Money cards. Even though it's not necessarily supposed to be about, this message isn't necessarily about money. It wasn't intended to be about money, but I just like these cards and their messages because they can be applied to things other than money also. So let's see what we have. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Yeah, but it is funny how yours did turn out to be kind of about money, or at least prosperity in a way, right? In any way, appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Appreciation is the vibration of alignment with who you are. Appreciation is the absence of everything that feels bad and the presence of everything that feels good. When you focus on what you want, when you tell the story of how you want your life to be, you will come closer and closer to the vicinity of appreciation, and when you reach it, it will pull you toward all things that you consider to be good in a very powerful way. Okay, yeah, appreciation is huge. And that actually brings me back to the 5 of Cups here. Appreciation is such a high vibration. When you appreciate what you have, it raises your vibration so much. I'll tell you a story just in a minute. I just want to reference this 5 of Cups. And, this is a card where the figure in this card is not appreciating what he has, right? He's looking at the things that didn't work out rather than the things that did. He has things that are going right for him. He has things that are going well for him, but he's choosing to only look at the things that aren't working. And you know what? We've all is a strong word, but most of us have been conditioned to do that. And yeah, well, this isn't the story I was going to tell, but it's just like doing a YouTube video and having like lots of people like appreciate it and like it, and then having, 1 or 2 people say, okay, this sucks, and and you're horrible. And what do you focus on? You focus on the negative comment instead of all the positive ones. So, but that's what we tend to do. If 100 people say you're wonderful and two people say you're horrible, we get so caught up in the people who say you're horrible. But it's really about appreciating everything that is going well, that is working out for you. I need to resume this habit because it worked really, really well for me. But there were years ago, I would make a list every night before I went to bed of things that I appreciated throughout the day, just the little things. And long story short, I didn't even realize it at the time that how much it was raising my vibration. But like I would go to bed in a high vibration, and then I would wake up in a high vibration, and I was just getting into the habit throughout the day also of finding things to appreciate. And it's just the little things. We're not talking about the big things. It raised my vibration so much, and I attracted so much positivity to me. It was life-changing, and it led me in, like basically in a different direction. And again, it played a factor. All of that appreciation played a big factor in big changes in my life that didn't seem that big at the time. But when I look back, it's like, wow, I'm a different person. So appreciation is really important. So if you can be deliberate about that, it's a big, big, huge step in raising your vibration and attracting more of what you want. Okay, what do we have here? These are from the Angel of Light cards. Faith. Faith. Faith is such a powerful quality that it moves mountains. Angel wisdom reminds you, however, not to have blind faith in people or situations. Use common sense and discernment, and never give your power to another. Instead, put your faith in yourself and the higher powers. Pray with integrity from your still, wise center, and know that your request will be granted. Act as if it has already manifested. That is faith. Your angel guidance is to increase your faith in the infinite. And the affirmation is, I have faith in the support of the universe. I think that's key. I have faith in the support of the universe. When you are in a high vibration of appreciation, when you believe that the universe is here to serve you, it raises your vibration. And remember, the universe is never punishing you. It is just reacting. It's not like the universe is consciously saying, okay, that person is not behaving the way I want, so I'm going to punish them. It's an energetic cause and effect. So when your energy is up, high, positive, and you're in a vibration of, for example, appreciation, you're going to attract energy, things that have the energy, experiences, things, people that match that energy. So it's not like there's a plan for you or rewarding you or it's against you. It's really just a literally energetic attraction. And appreciation is a very, very high vibration to live in. If you have to set a reminder on your phone to find something to appreciate, now and then throughout the day, set several reminders, for example, to look for something to appreciate, and then just look around you or think of something. There's always something to appreciate. I mean, I can look at a painting up on a shelf here, a beautiful, gorgeous painting that my daughter did, and I love it and I can appreciate it. So if I had that reminder on my phone right now and it came up, I could look at that. There are other things around here that I can look at and appreciate, or I can find something to think about that I appreciate. I could think about people I appreciate, what have you. That is really, really important. And when this prosperity that lies ahead arrives, be sure to appreciate it, because that will bring more and more of that prosperity that you are here to share, those resources that you are here to share with others. Group 3. Wow, Group 3, I really like this message for you. I hope you found value in it. I mean, I'm sure not everything will be for each of you, so just take what resonates with you. But I hope January and all of 2021 is wonderful for you. Happy New Year, Group 3, and thanks so much for joining me. Hello, Group 4. Let's see what messages we have for Group 4. Spirit guides. Can we get some cards for Group 4? Messages for their highest purpose. Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Swords. Interesting. 2, 4 energies there. What else do we have for Group 4? Oop. That's too many. Okay. What do we have for Group 4? There we go. Okay, we have 2 cards here. And okay. Your cards are jumping out pretty quickly, Group 4, as opposed to Group 3. Oh, your cards took forever. Okay, it's up in there. Let's see. Yeah. And oh, that one went on the floor. All right. Wow, your cards came out quickly, Group 4. So let's see what messages we have for you, Group 4. Okay. All right. That way. All right, Group 4. So let's take a look at these 2 cards. We have the 5 of Cups with the moon beneath it. Okay, Group 4, do you have a tendency to almost be afraid to be optimistic, like a superstition almost? I totally understand this because I used to be like this, and even once in a while I will still like step back into that, where I feel like if I'm too optimistic, if I'm too hopeful, if things go too well, I'm going to like jinx it, or how could it go that well? It can't always be, you know what I mean? Like that energy. I think you know what I mean, because I think there's many of us are conditioned to, you know, I don't know. I feel I can't even, one is not coming to mind, but I feel like there are expressions that are almost like, don't, you know, oh, don't put the cart before the horse. I don't know if that really counts, but you know, I don't know. But yeah, it feels like, you know, it feels a little unclear, actually. So I'm feeling that sometimes you might have the tendency to default to the negative when it's not clear how things are going to turn out, if that makes sense. So if you've got something important going on and you know you can't see the end game, you can't see the outcome, you can't figure it out, that you kind of play it down like, oh, well, I'm sure it'll be okay, but it's not going to be that great, or does that make sense? Wow, I feel like I am not making sense. I've definitely, I don't know if some of you are feeling like a little confused or have recently been. This is like the recent past. If you found yourself feeling a little foggy, a little cloudy, a little confused, that's actually the feeling that I'm getting here. And a tendency to default to the negative and almost to, yeah, okay, it's starting to come clearer. Default to the negative to kind of almost protect yourself, right? You don't want to get your hopes up, kind of thing. All right. So we have here in January, like at the center of it all, the Four of Pentacles. So, all right, group 4, you have 2 fours here, the Four of Pentacles and then the Four of Swords crossing it. And it feels like you are in a situation that is, it's stable, but it's not abundant necessarily. It is, now I don't know, I'm not even talking, it's not necessarily financial, okay? But whatever your situation is, whatever this focus is for you, it's stable, but it's not like fruitful or abundant. It's kind of like, it's good, it's fine. You know what? That's what I'm feeling. It's fine. It's not great. It's fine. It's fine. And wow, I just got the feeling, the expression making peace with you. You have okay, group 4, if there's some part of your life that is just fine, it's okay, it's not great, you don't love it, whether it's a job or a relationship or something like that, there's something that's fine. It's fine. It's stable. It works for you, but it's not wonderful. It's not great. I just got the feeling that you have to make peace with that. You have to come to terms with that. You have to maybe even make a decision about that. But you've got to make the time to do that. Make space. Make space. I got the feeling you need to make space in your life, maybe to assess it or to just almost like quiet everything and allow answers to come, allow inspiration to come. All right, let's move on and see if any more clarity comes about that, because you have the Three of Swords in the short term, and nobody wants to see that, because that's disappointment. I mean, it can be heartache, heartbreak, but it doesn't have to be like tremendous or awful. It could just be that you are disappointed. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think there's some situation in your life that's just disappointing. It's because it's fine. It's fine. And you already know what this is. Okay, this isn't some kind of a surprise or anything. This is something that has already existed maybe for months or years. Okay, for some of you it's years. So, for example, maybe you're in a job that is fine. It's fine. You've been doing it for a long time. It pays the bills. It is stable. It's fine. But you don't know what else to do. You'd like to do something more interesting or exciting. I mean, it could be a relationship too. It's fine, but it could be better. Like, can I make this relationship better, or should I be leaving this relationship for a new one? Depending on what the situation and the relationship is. But there's some situation or relationship that you are in that is fine, but it's kind of disappointing. It's not exciting. It's not ticking all the boxes here. And subconsciously, you're looking for reason to celebrate. You're looking for joy. it just occurred to me too that, with all of the, social distancing and stuff, it really could be that for a lot of you, that your situation, it's fine. Maybe you're fine. Maybe you're still working, you're still making money, you're safe or whatever. But it's fine, but it's not exciting. It's not that great. And in the short term, it's disappointing maybe that you aren't able to get out there more, that you aren't able to be, you know, social and all that stuff. Maybe you're missing people because because beneath it all, you are looking for a reason to celebrate. You want to celebrate. You want to get together. You want to have fun. Some of you want to go out and go out dancing. I just got that feeling. Some of you want to go out dancing, or maybe that's even like figurative, like maybe that's like a metaphor for just having fun. But yeah, you want to party, you want to socialize, you want to get together, and makes sense, right? Um, but whatever it is, you're looking. Whatever it is, this situation is just it's okay, and it's not this like Three of Cups energy that you would be wanting, that you've experienced before, and you feel like it's been a while since you've felt good, since you felt happy, since you've been looking forward to something. And yeah, I feel as though you really, really want this cycle to end. Whatever this is, you want it to end. There's but there's resistance here. There's resistance. So it could be fear of going out in public after all of this, um, after all of the social distancing and all that kind of stuff. Um, it could be that if it's a relationship, it's kind of like, well, I'd like to wrap this up, but I've been in it for so long, I'm resistant to leaving. Same with a job. It's stable, so how do I leave a stable job, in this economy, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Now, you have here the Ace of Wands. Okay, you are being encouraged here to start something fresh and new. And honestly, this does not automatically mean leave a job, leave a relationship, change something. This, I just got, I don't know, something with the leaves, the leaves, the leaf, leaf. I don't know. Something with the leaf just came to me. Okay. Anyway, but this is about finding. I think you need to find a more spiritual path, a more spiritual way of looking at things. The heat just went off and then it came on again. I hope it's not disturbing the sound. I'm just going to turn it down. Okay, I can do it right here from my phone. So, all right, so that should go off soon. I hope it's not interfering with the sound. So now, for some of you, could this mean, for example, leaving this job and starting a new one? Sure, it absolutely could, but it's not an automatic. Remember, this is a general reading. So for some of you, if it might be about using your spirituality to look at your job in a different way. Same with a relationship. Let's say it's a marriage and you feel like it's okay. It's not necessarily that you need to leave the marriage to kind of start anew. It starts with your attitude towards it. So if you can find things to celebrate about your situation, if you can find things to appreciate about your situation, to be grateful for, to be passionate about. Yes, this is about finding a new passion. You can find a new passion in old situations, but it's got to be deliberate, because we get in these habits of thought and expectation, and you might expect your job to just be blah. You might expect your relationship to just be blah. The situation you're in, if you're stuck staying in, social distancing. But it's about changing what's inside you first. And when you do that, that's when everything basically, unfolds the way you want it. Because what you do, okay, I feel like I'm not explaining this well, because I feel like this energy of confusion is still here. For confusion and distraction. It's a feeling of distraction, like there's stuff. I feel like there's noise around you that is distracting. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe that resonates with you, but that's the feeling I have. Like all the noise around you is distracting you. Okay, that's probably where the Four of Swords comes in. About the making space, taking time for yourself, taking a time out, maybe taking some days off from work, maybe taking some days off from a relationship, even if that just means, if there's nowhere to go or something like that, just trying to carve out space for yourself. Maybe plan a day of meditation, or like an at-home spa day, even if you can't go anywhere. But carving out time for yourself to help you, to give you space to feel the passion, the inspiration. And if you can make space and allow for positivity, use that vibration of appreciation, you're going to find that your current situation, not only does your current situation improve, but if there's something else out there for you, that will show up, right? You need to start with your own inner vibration first. This really feels like this. Okay, yeah, this super feels as though this whole message is encouraging you to take the month of January to, I don't want to say re-examine your life, but I just got the word admit, or acknowledge. So kind of acknowledge what is not resonating with you, and take some spiritual time, take some me time, some downtime. And even if you think, well, that's what I've been doing, I've been home so much, but have you really been taking time to be quiet, to be still, to do quiet little things maybe that you enjoy? Maybe, if you enjoy reading, maybe just reading a good book. Maybe learn something, a new spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? Gone. But learn a new spiritual practice, something like that. And I what I'm feeling with that though is do it in a quiet way. I don't feel like, don't do it the way I do things, where it's like, I go in like, a mad woman, and then like burn myself out. That's not what I'm feeling here. What I'm feeling here is do it gently, do it softly. Whatever you do, if you're someone who likes baths, for example, but you don't just always give yourself time to take a bubble bath or something, do that. Like, do soft things that are like kind of quiet, and that will allow your inner being to kind of speak to you. Do quiet things that encourage, you to feel inspired, that encourage you to feel passion, that encourage you to feel a zest for life. Because when we focus on that one thing that is just kind of boring to us or blah, that if we focus on that, we're just creating more of the same, right? And we're not like emitting the energy of enthusiasm, of positivity to attract what is desired to us. But I think you need to be soft and easy about this. This doesn't feel, I literally feel that it needs to be soft, gentle, like a gentle realignment. A gentle realignment. I mean, as much as you can this month, everyone's situations are different, everyone's households are different. What we can and can't do is different. So the specifics will vary. But I do encourage you to start this month off, start this year off in January by making quiet time for you. Just gentle activities that don't require a lot of physicality and that don't require a lot of brain power. Like I said, you can learn a new spiritual practice, but in a quiet way, not gung-ho. Like, let me read everything about this. Let me internalize it. No, be easy about it. Be open. What's the word that's just came in? Be like, have like a childlike openness to that feeling of quietness and stillness. Okay, I think I went on enough about this. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. But just have like a gentle, wide open heart. Open your heart up to gentle possibilities. Strength here. Okay, some of you might actually have a Leo in your life who weighs in heavily in the situation. So I don't know if that's not necessarily true for everyone. But I do feel as though there is someone in your life who kind of has it together and maybe has that like quiet, gentle strength. Like this person might be quiet, might be unassuming, but is strong as all, everything, just completely together, like internal strength, tremendous fortitude. And this person might be a good role model or a good sounding board. I just got the feeling that some of you may actually read a book by someone who experiences, like in your soft, gentle time, you might be reading a book by someone who, exhibits this, or the book provides, an example. I feel like it would be inspiring. But I do feel like you have someone who can like support you or inspire you. Okay, so I think that some of you are resisting what I'm saying right now, but then again, maybe those of you who are resisting it turned it off already. But okay, some of you, all right, remember when I said something about not wanting to acknowledge or admit it? Yeah, all right, I get that. Because if it's a big thing in your life, like a marriage or your career even, right? You might not want to admit that it's not going as well as you would like to. Like shining a light on that might be intimidating because Do I really want to examine what's there? Because then do I have to admit it's time to move on? Or do I have to admit that there's something that needs attention or fixing, or that I played a role in this? It's my fault. I accepted this job. I stayed here too long, or I stayed in this relationship too long. Whatever this might be for you, there's a resistance to acknowledging that. And that is completely understandable, right? Because you feel like if you admit there's a problem, then you have to do something about it. But the wonderful thing, Group 4, is that you don't need to do anything in the physical realm, especially right now. You're being encouraged to take a spiritual journey here. No one's saying quit your job, get a divorce, move away, or no one's that is not at all the message here. You're being encouraged to take a spiritual journey, to approach this from the inside out. And honestly, that's how our entire lives should be approached, from the inside out. Get in alignment with it first, and then you will be inspired to take action. You don't want to take action from a place of fear, anxiety, disappointment, sadness, or even elation. If you make a move from a place of elation, also, even if you're super, super happy, but you're impulsive about it, you're emotional, you don't want to take action from an emotional state. So this is about tapping into your spiritual side in order to ground you in who you really are on the physical realm. So really, it starts from the inside. So I don't think you should worry so much here with this Hermit reverse about contemplating things or shining a light on things or admitting that something is wrong, because you don't need to do, there are no decisions to be made other than the decision to get yourself into alignment, to do the work of finding things in your everyday life to appreciate. And this is really fascinating though. Your final card, your outcome is the High Priestess. So, wow. You know what, Group 4? I feel like you guys are actually, those of you who are still with me, are actually taking this to heart. And you are going to do a deep personal dive. You're going to take responsibility for your own vibration. Do a deep dive here with this Four of Swords into, your spiritual realm, and you are going to come out the other end with that High Priestess energy. You are going to gain alignment and so much wisdom about yourself and life. And I'm feeling here like you are going to basically accept responsibility for your own vibration, for your own situation. And I also feel like you're going to come out the other end with, oh, wow. I feel like you're going to be internally quieter. You know how I was saying take time to be quiet? I think you are going to come out of this almost like a quieter person. I don't mean not talking that much. What I mean is calmer. You are internally going to be more calm. You are going to have like that equilibrium inside. I feel like you're going to end up being like the kind of person who doesn't get rattled, who can see things for what they really are, like beyond just the physical experience. Oh, wow. I love this group 4. You are going to come out of this quiet time that you're going to be deliberate about a much more serene, aligned person with wisdom moving forward. Wow. Okay, let us get some more. Oh, that was fast. Wait, it was your cards, right, that were jumping out really quickly. See, after a while, it all meshes together in my experience, but this one jumped out quickly too. Be bold and make the first move. The cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. Okay. Interesting. This almost sounds like it contradicts what I was saying about you don't need to take any action. But as immediately when I was reading this is not going to apply to everyone, but I got the feeling that in your relationship, you might need to make the first move toward like reinvigorating it. Like, listen, babe, things are kind of blah lately, maybe we need to have a date night or whatever. That's like the kind of feeling that came to me. Be bold and make the first move. Also, a chessboard just came into my head, which I'm not sure if that means something to any of you. Like maybe you and your partner play chess together or something, or maybe you used to, and that's something that you can revive. That would be for one person, obviously, also, but because in chess, I believe, there's like white always goes first or something. I don't even know. I don't play chess, but it's not like someone has a choice of making the first move. So I'm not sure why chess came into play, other than it might mean something to one of you out there. But be bold and make the first move. Yeah. I just got the word reconciliation. Reconciliation. Okay. So some of you in your dissatisfying situation, right? Okay. For some of you, this 3 of Swords disappointment, I feel like some of you are almost in a standoff with someone, and it's not an aggressive standoff. It's almost a standoff like, well, it's almost like passive aggressive, where, well, I'm not going to make the first move. I'm not going to, take out the garbage. Well, let's see who takes it out first. I think, some of you have been maybe spending so much time with social distancing that's what's making things blah in your situation. And all of those little things, I feel like there's like there's a little bit of a standoff as far as everyday. This is not for everybody, but as far as everyday things go, there's a bit of a standoff. Like I said, well, the garbage is full. I took it out last time. I'm not taking it out this time. Or, he never takes it out, or she never does this, or, and it's like, it's not fighting. It feels more like, it feels closer to the silent treatment than to fighting. Not saying it's a complete silent treatment where you're not talking at all, although that may be the case for some of you, but it just feels like there's not communication going on. So it might be making the first move might be like, you know what? I'm going to do something nice for my partner or someone in my household. It could be a roommate too, right? You're social distancing, you're quarantining, and you're stuck in with a roommate, whatever it is. I feel like there's some sense of reconciliation here for some of you. Okay, what else do we have for group 4? That's too many. What else do we have for group 4? These cards are the law of attraction and money. Abraham Hicks, I think that's what they're called. And even though they're not necessarily about money, I mean, even if they mention money, I find the messages are very universal and can apply to anything. So let's see. My life is as good as I allow it to be. Okay, the picture is coming together here. Yeah. You're not allowing it to be as good as it could be. It's fine, but it could be better. You're not allowing it to be as good as it could be because you're focused on how it is and not on how you want it to be. You're not focused on the positive sides of things. You're focused on the negative side. That's what we're dealing with here with like the Five of Cups, right? Looking at what isn't working, looking at the negative side of things, looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. And if you are in, an energetic standoff with someone where, you're like kind of holding back, yeah, be bold and make the first move. Make something right. Take a small action. Okay, not the big action here, not like we're not talking about, quitting a job or, filing for divorce necessarily. We're talking about vibrational here. Okay, let's read the back of this card and see what it says. Many people focus on unwanted things with no deliberate intention to the emotional guidance within them, and then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action. And because of the misalignment of energy, they do not get results from their action. So when they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. Like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. Okay, this card is exactly what we were talking about as far as it's not about the physical action. It's about the spiritual action. It's about the inner work. Okay, your emotional guidance is telling you that you're basically bored with some aspect of your life or dissatisfied, and even possibly disappointed or even upset, depending on your situation, right? But it's not about the action. It's about your focus. When you keep focusing on something, you create more of the same. The reason our everyday lives basically stay the same most of the time is our focus is just exactly on what is, instead of focusing on what we want. You need to feel the emotion of what you want, because you do emit a vibration out into the world. You emit an energy. Everything is energy. And that energy you're putting out into the world is what attracts your experience to you. So if you're focused on what you're dissatisfied with or disappointed about, you're just creating more of the same. In fact, if you keep focusing on it, if you dwell on it, you can make it even bigger. That situation just grows. So it's all about inner work, inside job here. And sure, the little actions to make things better around your household, for example, or even at your job, better interactions with people, being more aligned when you interact with them. Sure, those little actions. But we're not talking about taking big actions to compensate for sloppy vibration, okay? So you need to clean it up from the inside out. Clean it up inside, and the outside improves. Okay, let's get another card for our wonderful group 3 here. I'm sorry, group 4. God, how can I forget with all those 4s right there in the center of things? Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel. You are blessed to receive this Archangel card. Yeah, because these aren't, most of the cards are not Archangel cards, so you might have noticed I sounded a little surprised. You are blessed to receive this Archangel card, and your guidance is to invoke Archangel Gabriel, who works on the white ray for grace and purification. It is time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. This is exactly what we've been talking about. Okay, Archangel Gabriel will bring order and discipline into your life so that everything runs smoothly. You can also call on him to bring you clarity and joy. You are reminded that you are a beautiful, light, and wise spirit, and that only the material mantle disguises your true self. So envision yourself surrounded by pure light. Let your pure spirit emerge and fly. And the affirmation says, I am pure light. So yeah, you are a spirit in a human body. So that's why you need to start from the inside out. Work on the spiritual side. You know, in this incarnation, in this era, I guess we'll say, we have evolved into beings who are so physically focused, I mean, I don't know how many, thousands of years ago or more than that we really lost touch with our spiritual side, our spiritual capabilities, our spiritual powers. We're so focused on the physical here, but in this case, in your case, your focus in January is really about the inner work, right? Where does that say? It's time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. So if you are focusing on what you don't like about your situation, your vibration, that's where your vibration is at. Where your focus is at, your vibration is at. So you change your focus to something more positive, you raise your vibration. So it's time to take some quiet time, do the inner work, be gentle about it. Don't feel like you're on a timeline. Don't feel pressure to do it. If you feel pressure, stop. Like if you are like getting involved, like, oh, I have to find a spiritual practice, or I have to meditate, and now I can't. That's not the time to do it. Maybe find, if you like to sit down with a hot cup of tea, for example, but you don't normally, take the time to do that. Sit down with a nice cup of tea or whatever you like to do, and just like find a comfortable spot, relax, and then see if you don't feel inspired to meditate or to read something that makes you happy, that brings you joy, that provides you with spiritual insight. Listen to maybe there are lots of inspirational people on YouTube. Just but be discerning about it. Don't just click on anything. Try to pick something with positivity. Something, again, I feel like this should be a gentle month for you to get you into alignment. And boy, you will emerge the High Priestess. This is really, really very exciting, very cool. I really like this. And I feel like you're going to reach a new level of recognizing your intuition. When you emerge as the High Priestess, you will, when your mind is quiet, and I don't mean it necessarily has to be in meditation. I just mean you don't want to be wrapped up, and you could be drinking a cup of tea, in a quiet room or something, and just relaxing. But I don't know why I'm all on this tea business, but that's what just keeps coming to me. But usually the answers and the inspiration comes to us when we least expect it. When the mind is maybe in the shower, right? You're not engaged in anything. You're just kind of going through the motion of washing your hair and all that. And honestly, that's where a lot of my intuition and inspiration shows itself. So quiet times like that, just make sure that there's room for that this month. All right, I think I said enough. Group 4, on and on and on. So I just want to say, Group 4, Happy New Year for you. Find that alignment. I wish you all the best in January and all of 2021. All the best, all the love to you, and thanks for watching.